Hi, hello, welcome to another math lesson. Today we're going to be doing the last lesson of Unit 3, talking about simplifying and combining radicals. So at the end of this lesson you should be able to simplify radicals as well as combine radicals. Alright, so here's a radical. This entire thing right here is all a radical. Okay, a radical is made up of a couple parts. We have our index number right here, which is kind of fits in this little nook thing right here. The index number tells me some information, as well as the radicand, which is this number underneath the radical symbol. So the radicand, what that means is some number multiplied by itself, index times, so 3 times, equals 64. Now we don't always get a whole number when we do that, and so in this case the cubed root of 64 we'd have to try and figure out. Alright, so when we're simplifying a radical, we're trying to get as much out of the radical as possible. So we're trying to get as many of the whole numbers out, and then you might have some leftover stuff underneath the radical left over. So when we do that, it's going to depend on what the root number is. Okay, so in order to help simplify each radical, so if I have like the cubed root of 8, I'm looking for some number multiplied by itself 3 times equals 8. That's what that means. Being able to recognize perfect squares and a perfect cubes can help us quite a bit. So here's a list. Take some time, write them down. The more you do math, the more you see these problems, the easier it becomes. So it's just very helpful to see these numbers. Alright, so let's talk about how would I simplify these radicals. So if there's no index number here, it means it's a 2. So I'm looking for some number multiplied by itself 2 times to equal 75. I always like to start with like 2, 3, or 5. Since this number ends in 5, more than likely, well, we know that we can take a 5 out, so we're just going to make a factor tree here. So we have 5 times 15. Then I cross it out because we know 5 times 15 is 75. And then I can break 15 down some more, being 5 and 3, so I cancel that out. I'm looking for some number multiplied by itself 2 times. So in this case, we get that 5 there. So what that means is there's my pair, so I can take 1 5 out, and I'm left with that square root of 3. So this, so the square root of 75 is equal to 5 square root of 3. There's my answer. Alright, I want you to try. Now, I've already done the first step for you. Typically this would be the square root of 63. We'd get 9 and 7, which we got from right there. 7 is broken down as far as it can, and then we have 3 and 3. Notice this is a square root, so some number multiplied by itself 2 times. There's my pair of 3s, so 1 3 can come out. 7 is left over, so I get 3 square roots of 7. There's my simplified version. Alright, now we're going to combine radicals. You can think of combining radicals like combining like terms, where radicals like kind of like a variable where you can only combine the same type of variables together. The difference is we can actually simplify radicals down so that we can possibly simplify some stuff. The radicals must be the same. Okay, they must be the same in order to combine. Alright, so here's an example. We want to simplify. Notice here that my radicals are different, but I can simplify this square root of 27. I can say, well, that's 9 times 3, and 9 can be 3 and 3. It's a square root, so there's my pair. So I already have this 2 out here. I can bring a 3 out, and then I have a 3 still stuck underneath, minus 3 square roots of 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6. Square roots of 3 minus 3 square roots of 3. Now, if we notice, my radicals are the same, which means I can combine them. So 6 square roots of 3 minus 3 square roots of 3 gives me 3 square roots of 3. And there's my answer. Alright, I want you to try this one now. Stop the video, try it out. Alright, let's see how we do here. If I look at all my radicals, they're all different. Try to see if I can simplify anything. So this one can be 4 and 2, and then 2 and 2. Okay, so there's a pair of 2's. That one's still locked up, so I'd say 6. Bring this 2 down. Square roots of 2. 6 would be 3 and 2, so I can't simplify any there. So I got 3 square roots of 6, and then 9 square roots of 2 I can't do anything with. 6 times 2 is 12 square roots of 2, minus 3 square roots of 6, plus 9 square roots of 2. Notice, oh, that's not what I wanted. I want the highlighter. Notice I can combine those two, and we get 21 square roots of 2 minus 3 square roots of 6. And there's my answer. Okay, if you have any questions about that, please come talk to myself or a tutor. We'd be happy to help you. Thanks. Have a great day.